Thank you very much. My group is a 26 years old organization, but we got registered now in 1996. But the whole idea started, well, in 1992 in Nigeria, when we had the best election that the nation ever had. And that election was annulled. It was cancelled. And then what happened then was that businesses ran aground. There were protests all over the place. So businesses were shut down, businesses could not work. And so what then happened was a group of business people got together and they said, never again. Never again should we allow public sector to decide our fate. We need to take our fate in our hands and begin to engage. So they set up the Nigerian Economic Summit Group. And coincidentally, at that period in America, they were having the first summit group. That was when they were having the first summit group. That was when President Clinton took over. So Nigeria did the first economic summit group in 1993. And since then, we've been doing it every year but one. Now, what do we really do? Our job is to sit down with government to ensure that the environment for doing business in the country is right.
Not only stable, but...
It's stable and it is a right environment. So that's all we do with government. And in doing this, the way we operate is that we bring both the civil society, the private sector, and the public sector together on a platform, and we operate. So we are what we call a public-private dialogue platform. Well, lobby, you will say yes, but again, you see there are three, we walk around, we do four major things. First, we're a dialogue partner. So we sit down with government and dialogue on what we think should be done. And we've worked with them to do Vision 2010 for Nigeria, Vision 2020 for Nigeria, and the current Economic Recovery Growth Plan, it's what we're working on together, right? The second thing is that we have done a lot of our research because we believe that evidence should drive advocacy. Whatever it is you want to advocate, there must be proven research that that's the right thing you're doing. So we're investing in research. And so we serve as watchdog. So we tell government these are the best practices, there's improving FY there, and we go to government and say, look at it. So it's not a matter of business A, business B, or company A, company B. It's about a matter of proven research shows this is the way to go as a nation. So we do watchdog work with them, yeah. We have a research body in-house, but we collaborate with every and anybody that want to do research. Don't forget, we are a facilitating platform. Our doors are open to everybody that shares our ideas. And we work through volunteers. Most of our people are volunteers. So they volunteer to search in the way of research, they volunteer to serve in the way of advocacy, they volunteer to serve in giving technical support, even to government. It is very inclusive and it is you earn your credibility as you work with them and they see results. One thing we've tried to do is never to take government money, recognizing that he who pays the piper dictates the tune. So we don't take money from government at all. And people who come to us know that this is a pro bono assignment you do. You do it because of your commitment and your love to seeing that the environment for doing business is right. Now, we started doing this with the federal government, but now we have established a relationship with the National Assembly. So we're working in the area of laws. We've established what is called the National Assembly Environment Roundtable. Our organization, alongside the Nigerian Bar Association, are coming together as a group. Our initial funding came from DFID, supporting it. And so now we're opening up, we're working on, the first thing we did was to scope the entire environment and realize that we need about 130 bills and laws that either need to be repealed, reviewed, and approved. But we have priority ones. So we're working with them on priority ones. Just last year, there were 2 of them that we worked on that was signed to law in Nigeria. So it's a way to engage government. And the more you engage them, you find out that sometimes they are willing and there is no ability. And because there is no ability, what you do, because there is no ability, what you do is that you then bring that ability to the table and support them. So we go to government and say, let's help you in this area. And so we help them. But the mantra for my organization is that we don't care who takes the glory as long as the work is done.
Yes.
And number 2, we pay to serve. I'm not going to go very, very far. I will start just this recent time. 2000 and our summit 22nd, which was done last year.
Yes.
Nigeria had just entered into a recession.
Yes.
So we told the government and said, we don't have any plan as a nation. So even if we want to get out of recession, how should we get out of it? And right there, the president was there. And he mandated that we should work at a plan. So we started with the ministry, bringing many people together to have what has now come to be known as the Economic Recovery Growth Plan in Nigeria. We're part of it, and we're joining hands with them in the implementation. This year, what we focused on, what are the opportunities therein, and how do we make sure we actualize the plan. So as I speak to you, early next year, we are working with sector labs, we are building work that we've done to make sure there's implementation. That's one.
That's great.
The second thing we've done in the last 1 year is been that we're working with the National Assembly to make sure we review laws. And 2 laws that we worked on, and we worked with what we call the Presidential Presidential Committee on Ease of Doing Business, was that we did 2 laws that were signed into laws. Number 1, the law on credit reporting, the law on credit warehousing and co. Those 2 laws were part of the key things that made Nigeria to jump 24 places.
On doing business.
On doing business route. So there were things we worked together with on government. I mean, just this last year. The third one, which is clear, is that we again have worked with government in the area of saying, how do we begin to look at the implementation of this ease of doing business? In fact, the SDG,
Yes.
Sustainable Development Goal. Now, what we're doing with government, working with the core ministries and the people together, how do we mainstream SDG into our national development work? So we're sitting with them to ensure beyond these 4 years of the Economic Recovery Growth Plan, how do we work at 2030? How does it, those various 17 SDGs, we're working together, pulling everybody in Nigeria, private, public, SME together to make it something that can be delivered. So, to the current things we're working on. So I'm not talking about what we did since we started, but I'm talking about what has happened within the last 1 year.